Hey boys, today is the next episode in our, we'll call it our coronavirus tutorials in basketball. So today we want to focus in on defense. We've been doing a lot of attack dribbles, a lot of things offensively, but as we all know, basketball starts on the defensive end. So what I wanted to do was to go over just some of the fundamentals. A lot of these things we've already kind of touched on, but I wanted to put it into a video so that you guys can watch it and can learn and kind of remember some of the techniques. So good defense always starts with good positioning, right? Your body position. So defense should be, my legs are a little wider than my shoulders. Okay, I'm gonna have bent knees and I'm gonna have my back straight, right? We don't wanna play defense hunched over. So back is always straight, head is always up, and you're looking. Now here's a couple things that are really important. When I slide in this direction, a lot of us have a tendency to make this our first movement, right? And so by doing that, if the person dribbling the ball is going to attack that way and my first step is here, I basically wasted a step, because if you'll notice, I haven't really moved any further in that direction. So your first step should always be with the outside leg in that direction. So if I'm gonna move this way, instead of going like this, my first step should be here. And then this foot will carry along with it, okay? So if I'm moving in this direction, first step is always with that foot, right? Never here, because you've wasted a split second, and that's all that defense needs to get by you. Second thing is, so I wanna talk a little bit about where your hands, the positioning your hands should be. Hands should always be up. We talk about slapping up on the ball. The reason why we slap up on the ball is because if somebody is dribbling, sometimes just by slapping down, even if you get the ball clean, a lot of times the referees can't see that you swiped at the ball and didn't hit their hand. So we always like to teach slapping up on the ball, because that makes it almost impossible to hit someone's hand. If I'm dribbling like this and someone's slapping up, I'm gonna hit the ball instead of the hand. So defense is always slapping up, always moving up, right? A lot of times, we'll teach that that you kind of out with an octopus. You're just going for the ball with your hands. The next thing has to do with hand checking. So hand checking is, or forearm is kind of putting your arm on the offensive player in order to kind of give yourself an advantage to keep them in front of you. Now, what you are not allowed to do is, you can't play defense running with them with your forearm on their body. You can't do it. So what you got to do is, the rule is, as I like to say, is see what the referees will let you get away with. Usually, referees will say hands off, and then that means to take it off. At some point, they are going to start calling fouls on you. But hand checking is an effective way just to keep them in front of you. So I like to bump, take it off. Just use that bump just to get them to step back. The other thing you cannot do is you cannot extend this arm. So you can't play defense like this and push them out. They will definitely call a foul like that. So it's just here and then get back. Here, so you're slapping up. They start to attack there, get back. There, get back, okay? So it's just a little bit of a bump. Remember, you can't run with it, you can't hold it there for a long time, and you can't extend your arm, okay? The other thing is, with your eyes, where should you be looking at on the defense? Should you be looking at their feet, the ball, or their waist? And I hope the answer that all you guys should answer is, you should be looking at their midsection. The feet, you can do a lot of things with your feet, and as a defensive person, you're gonna get confused if you start looking at their feet. Same thing with the ball. The ball can go, I could go this way with my body, and the ball can go the opposite way. But your waist, wherever your waist goes, that's where you're going, okay? So on defense, make sure you're focusing in on your waist. The other thing is, and I've seen it a lot with the single target and double target on the home court app. Even though that's kind of an offensive dribble, focus in on defense. So while you're dribbling that ball and you're sliding, do good slides, because sometimes I see some of the boys dribbling and we're doing this, right? Touching, and we're not really in defensive stance. So even though that's kind of an offensive drill, stay in defensive stance. Let me grab my ball. Dribble in good position, slide your feet and touch those targets. Slide just like you were playing good defense, okay? That's gonna help you get into a good defensive stance. I think that's the main tips that we wanted to cover today, so thanks for listening.